Is the Salafi da'wah the fastest growing da'wah amongst Muslims? It is. It's not anecdotal, even though anecdotal is a valid view. Anecdotally, yes. But even statistically, it is the fastest growing da'wah. PhD after PhD on Salafism and the rise of Salafism in the West shows that the Salafi da'wah is the most rapidly growing da'wah in the West. And you know amongst whom? Amongst women more than men. It's growing among, we're not talking about conversion here, by the way. We're not talking about someone leaving Christianity or Judaism or Rastafarianism or Hinduism or Sikhism and becomes a Muslim. We are talking about the rise of the Salafi da'wah in every sphere of society. Meaning even amongst the Muslims it's the fastest growing. And the Muslim community consists of heritage Muslims and new Muslims. It is the fastest growing. You look at this masjid today. Ask some of the elders, and I can see many of your faces from Birmingham. Ask them whether 20 years ago it was like this, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, in 1993 it was like this in Birmingham. It is the fastest growing da'wah in the West. PhDs have been written upon it. Why? They say, these are the terms that they use. The Salafi da'wah is dynamic. It reaches the people. The people want purity. Salafi da'wah offers purity. People want source. Salafi da'wah gives them the source. People are fed up of being taken advantage of by groups and parties and sects. They want to know what the Prophet said. Salafi da'wah gives that to them. It's a revivalist da'wah. It is not a new da'wah. It is a revivalist da'wah. It revives that which has been there historically, but it's brought it into the West. The Salafis have brought it into the West and given it context, meaning that it can survive, which is another point that many of these PhDs make. And these are people who are, some of them are kuffar. They make Salafiyah and Salafism relevant to the communities where it flourishes. So it's relevant, meaning that a person is suffering, they're living in their own, environment. Maybe they're on drugs, maybe they're in street gangs, maybe they're stuck in their culture. Maybe she's being forced into arranged marriage. Maybe he is being forced by his parents to take a certain profession. Salafi da'wah answers all of those problems. Salafi da'wah lives in the real world. It is a living, surviving da'wah that moves with every situation. It is not a da'wah that is rigid, because the Salafis and the ulama of Ahlul-Hadeeth and Salafiyah never close the doors to ijtihad. As long as the ijtihad is based upon the kitab and the sunnah with the evidences, Ahlul-Hadeeth, ijtihad can be made in every era. Salafiyah gives the answers to IVF, in vitro fertilization for women who cannot conceive. Salafi da'wah gives answers to organ donation. Salafi da'wah gives answers to warfare, modern warfare, in weapons, when weapons of mass destruction are being used. How does the Salafi behave? Salafis have the answer to voting and democracy and elections. Salafis have answers to children who are raised in gangs, single parents, absent father, children that are born to fornication. The Salafi da'wah lives as if it is alive in every situation. That's why the Salafi da'wah is so dynamic and so powerful. And that's why it's the fastest growing da'wah. The question that follows on after that, just so you know I'm not making it up, and that's not my handwriting. Why is the Salafi da'wah attracting ignorant Muslims nowadays? You've answered your own question, because Muslims are ignorant. They want the truth. So the Salafi da'wah will attract people who don't know. They want knowledge. They're in search of the truth. It's a search for the truth, not just for any abstract truth. They're not looking for this moral relativism, this idea that the truth is what the truth is today and it may change tomorrow. They want to know absolute truth. What is absolute truth? What did Abu Muzaffar al-Sam'ani say? Ahlul-Hadeeth, they are Ahlul-Haq. In every age. That's what the Salafi da'wah has to offer. And that's why Salafi da'wah will attract the academic. It will attract the poor. It will attract the rich. It will attract the black. It will attract the African, the Nigerian, the Somali, the Bengali, the Pakistani, the Indian, the Taiwanese, the Alaskan, the Eskimo. I don't know if that's a PC term these days. The Native American. The Salafi Dawah attracts the people in the Caribbean, in Africa, in Asia, in China. The Salafi Dawah is dynamic. I've actually read that word from them. Every Dawah has a revolving door. I read a PhD not long ago. That people come in, it's a revolving door, right? You go in and they come out. They go in, they taste it. It's nice, it's cool, it's whatever. And then they leave. Because they've got a job, money's come, they've got married, it's whatever. So they leave. The highest retention rate is amongst the Salafis. We have a revolving door. You've seen people come in and leave. It's really nice and whatever, mashallah, I'm never going to leave. You never see him again. Happens. Because that's the nature of bashar. But the highest retention rate is amongst the Salafis. The most knowledgeable of hadith are the Salafis. The most knowledgeable in fiqh are the Salafis. The most generous of the people are Salafis. Outwardly practicing upon your limbs, it's the Salafis, it's our sisters, our brothers. Do we have problems? Every society, every community has problems. We have the answers. That's why people are attracted to this da'wah. Your duty, barakallahu feekum, is to learn it, to practice it, and to teach it to your families and to teach it to the people. And this masjid, as well as the rest of the masajid of Salafiyah, across the nation, across this country, and in America, and in Canada, and across Europe, and in the Far East, and in the Near East, and the Middle East, and in Africa, all of them, if they are upon Salafiyah, upon the madhab of Ahlul-Hadeeth, they are our homes. And these are the places that we visit. Barakallahu feekum wa jazakumullahu khairan walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.